Good evening, and we enter Metropolis Zone Act 1 of Sonic 2. Yeah, I just thought I would give the radio voice a try there for a second. But yes, as you can see, we are now in the factory level of this Sonic game. And it's not nearly as menacing as Scrap Brain Zone from Sonic 1. I would say this level's on the same level of, what's it called? Metallic Madness from Sonic CD. It even looks kind of like Metallic Madness in a way. So, the difficulty is spiked for this level, and these levels are definitely longer than the rest of the ones in the game. Yeah, I think these are. There's another level coming that might be longer than these, but I forgot how long it took me, so we'll just have to see when I get there. But yeah, for these levels, I'm just going to have to be finding out what to talk about, because, I've already told you basically everything there is to say about them, at least that we've seen so far. There's him right there. Okay, right away. That guy's name is Slicer, and he's probably the most annoying badnik in the entire Sonic series. I think there was actually some kind of poll one time about what the most annoying enemy is in any Sonic game, and I think that guy actually won. So yeah, watch out for him. He just basically waits where you're about to land in a difficult situation, or like where you can't see him coming. So he throws his little slicers at you as soon as he sees you, when you're not expecting it, and you just always get hit by him. That's the problem with him. He's just so annoying. I did what I could not to get hit by him too much in this playthrough, but you saw literally just as he crossed my mind, he appeared out of nowhere and hit me. So, I can't remember how many times I get hit by him, but that might not be the last one. But I do remember that I actually nailed a few of them too. Like, they tried to hit me, and I said, no thank you. No sir. So just keep an eye out for him. One thing about Metropolis Zone 2, it has some kick-ass music. It definitely doesn't sound like the factory music you would usually hear in a Sonic game, but I think that's because this is one of the less menacing factory zones in a Sonic game. This is probably just a factory that Sonic and Eggman found. This isn't a factory that Eggman built in order to kill Sonic, No, he doesn't have one of those built in this game, but Eggman definitely has something built in this game. So we'll be seeing that in a little bit. Not too far away now. This is towards the end of the game. This is actually the last multiple act zone in the game. Yeah, the rest of the levels after this are all unique in one act only. So, that's pretty cool. We got some variety coming after this. They're all pretty hard though, honestly. They're all some pretty tricky levels. I actually never really mentioned that. I would actually consider Sonic 2 probably the hardest of the classic Sonic games. Because in Sonic 1, obviously Sonic 1 seemed like kind of a cakewalk, and there's only 6 zones, I beat that game without even trying. And I said in Sonic CD, that game is a tad bit easy because it's a little bit based on exploration, not really on difficulty. And then Sonic 3, you can straight up save in that game. So, if you lose, just start your file at the last level you beat. This game right here has some decent difficulties, and you cannot save in this game. So you get a game over. There's another slicer, by the way. If you get a game over in this game, if you don't have any other, if you don't have any more continues, you're toast. You're done. You don't get to restart your file or anything. You go back to the title screen and you got to start back in Emerald Hill. That being said, there's Act 1 of Metropolis. Yeah, 3 minutes. So, you can count on the rest of the levels to be kind of that long, maybe even longer. Seriously though, I got hit way too many times in Act 1. Let's see if we can improve my gameplay for Act 2. Also, remember I said Hilltop Zone wasn't the only lava level in this game? Here we are with the other one, Metropolis Zone. Yeah, there's a few lava sections, and after this there will be no more lava levels. In fact, the rest of the game after this takes place in the sky. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, I killed that slicer. Both of them right there tried to hit me. Neither of them did though. Act 2 will be my game. I don't even need the shield. One thing about Metropolis Zone, it has a glitch that speedrunners love to use. When you're running on one of these screw things right here, I'm not sure which act it is, but there's an act in Metropolis Zone that's just like Labyrinth Zone, where when you're going down those water slides, it'll repeat forever unless you jump off at the right time. There's one of those in one of these acts, and in that act, if you run on one of those screw things and then you duck, and when you duck or look up in these games, the camera shifts downwards or upwards, and when you duck on one of those screw things, when the camera goes downwards, it'll glitch you out of the screen basically. I can't really describe it, but if you use that and land in the right spot in the level, because it teleports you basically, you can basically just skip like half the level or something, and speedrunners love to do that. They use it whenever it's available. So, I'm not going to be doing that because I already said I'm only speedrunning the first level, but I just feel like that's why so many people like speedrunning Sonic 2, because there's so much you can exploit, there's such fast routes, and I don't know, I'm not a speedrunner, so Sonic 3 could have more for all I know, but I've seen by far the most speedruns of Sonic 2. So I even considered trying to become a speedrunner when I was like younger, when I was in maybe I think either middle school or high school. I debated becoming a speedrunner for this game, but I decided that's just a waste of time. Like, I would probably forget it if I didn't practice it every 2 weeks. So, you know, why not just keep the game fresh? Which it most certainly is, because I already said Sonic 2 is the hardest Sonic game in the classic ones. Because of that, I actually end up playing these levels the least amount of times. So this is probably the classic Sonic game that is the most fresh to me. Dude, fuck these slicers. Seriously. Okay, so some lava. You gotta be careful with that jump, but it's all worth it because there's an extra life and then a red spring. Alright, so yup, still in Metropolis, and I doubt we're even a good way through this level. This level's probably gonna keep going for a minute. Or a couple minutes. And yeah, there are a few omitted levels from this game. As I already said, that's where the multiplayer levels music come from. There will probably be an extra video at the end of this playthrough alongside the speed and height glitch that I said I was going to do. There's probably going to be another extra video too, displaying the levels that were omitted from this game. And not only are there omitted levels of this game, there's also different versions, like beta versions of the levels. Casino Night beta version is a completely different look. So, you know, just a little hint at what's coming after this playthrough. I'm just trying to come up with things to talk about. I mean, I guess I could talk about how these star enemies all along the wall that keep fucking hitting me look like a Pokemon rip-off. Like, I think Starmie or something. I should look it up. But yeah, there's a Pokemon that's a star, and it shoots out the front, and these ones shoot out the sides. But still, before these things explode, they look just like the star Pokemon. I'm pretty sure it's Starmie. I don't know. I was never a Pokemon fan. I was always a Sonic guy. Okay, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Not bad. I do remember the last act takes me by far the longest, though. So, let's see what I can do. Let's see if I can beat this level getting hit even less times. Ha ha ha. Dodged your shit, Slicer. Yeah, you thought. I should have gone back and killed him. Whatever. No, I'll let him live. I'll let him live in the embarrassment that he tried to hit me and threw his one set of slicers at me, and he's forever sitting there like a stupid, foolish grasshopper that failed to kill the one guy he was supposed to kill. He's been waiting there this whole fucking game for me to get there just so he can kill me, and he failed. How's that for you, Slicer? How does it feel that some of the slicers actually were able to hit me and you just weren't? So it's not like you're a bad enemy. You just suck at being the enemy that you are. Whatever, I just gotta get some shit talk into Slicer because he's so fucking annoying. Fuck Slicer. Whatever, I should stop swearing so much in case there's any kids watching. Yeah, these are the guys that look like Pokemons. I mean, they all exploded now, but they look just like the Starmie Pokemon. I think I used to think as a little kid that it was that Pokemon making a cameo. Little did I know they weren't doing those kind of collaborations back then, and Sega and Nintendo hated each other. Alright, so it seems like I'm making pretty good time so far, but I think this is just a really long level. Oh yeah, I remember the reason I brought up those extra levels. I don't think this zone, if you haven't noticed, this zone has 3 acts. We're in the 3rd act of this zone. This is the only zone in the game that does have 3 acts, but it does. And the 3rd act of this level was originally going to be a 1-act zone. I don't know which one it is, and I'll definitely have that trivia down. Haha, fuck you, Slicer, you missed too. I'll have that trivia down by the time, you know, that video comes out, because, you know, I just will. Okay, so this part you gotta be careful, and you definitely want to. You see how close that was? I just barely got out of the lava before my invincibility frame died off. So, you know, yeah, you gotta be careful at this part. It's really tricky. Every platform you want to jump on has a spike ready to stab you in the foot. So, yeah, you wanna be careful at that part. Okay, so I'm happy this is the last. I'm happy this is the last multiple act level in this game, because, you know, if you've watched any of my playthroughs at all, you know that I thrive on commenting on the scenery, and the rest of the scenery for this game is pretty, like, diverse. There's a lot of different ones, because every level after this will be different, and I think there's only 3 left after this, and all 3 of them are different. So, we continue on. I don't know why that thing didn't explode. These ones will, though. God damn it. Yeah, those things are just hard to dodge because they shoot in every direction, and that doesn't help when they put multiple ones there, so that's every direction times 2. You just gotta stand in the right spot, I guess. And I'm pretty sure you can crush yourself to death there if you keep running, so be careful. Yeah, this level's tricky. Oh, that was the checkpoint for the boss, by the way. So this platform's carrying us over to the boss. Not trying to wait for that, though. So here's our boss, and this one you have to be careful with. You know, you can't, there's no real easy jump you could take at this boss, and you have to jump over him, and he takes up a lot of space, so it actually is a tricky jump that you have to make over the top of him. So once he goes over twice, I actually kind of hit him when I wasn't supposed to right there, but once he goes back and forth twice like this, he goes back to the top of the screen, or the middle of the screen, and those things spinning around him start spinning crazy fast. I keep hitting him before he does that. I don't know why. I was in such a hurry. I honestly don't know how I was pulling that off without getting hit, but, you know, I was on a roll after playing through this entire game, so. Damn. I want to show off when he does it, but I guess I didn't. I guess I didn't have the patience to. Yeah, you just, I don't know, the things just spread out a little bit more, and you just have to just jump through them. My guess is that I'm not going to let it happen any of these times. So just like that boss in Sonic CD that has the bubbles flying around Eggman, hey, thank you, Tails. Yeah, once you've gotten enough of them gone, the jumps at Eggman become much easier. So, yeah, you don't have to be that careful once you've got like 7 hits on him. And by the way, these things are little Eggman bubbles that take 1 hit to destroy. You know, they're really easy. And each one of the spheres turns into one. Look, dude, you're going to have to do a lot better than a couple of laser beams to kill me. I've defeated every machine so far. Alright, Metropolis Zone is cleared. All 3 acts of it. And now we move on to some uncharted territory, and not only that, we move on to the sky. So we're going to be exiting this factory, and the next level in this game will take place on an airplane. See you then.